Mirage is one of the maps that most teams like to play in.
Yeah, because it has the same layout as Dust 2.
Yeah, but for me it's a bit more balanced in a way because Dust 2 relies so freaking much on setup smokes. I mean, also of course on Mirage, but I guess not to the extreme extent of Dust. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel it is.
Well, Mirage, I mean, it has as I mentioned earlier, it has the same layout as Dust 2, wherein there's a middle point that any team can immediately contest.
Yeah.
And then there's the A and the B path, and then connectors that is pretty much the same as Dust 2's layout. What sets it aside, and I think that's the reason why a lot of teams like to play on Mirage, because it's familiar to a point.
Yeah, true enough. And of course, Dust 2 not in the active group maps anymore, or active duty maps anymore. Well, you gotta go for the next best thing,
which is
Mirage.
And of course, Mineski opting to go for the CT side because this is their comfort pick. This is where they want to go. This is their home.
This is actually Fractals' map of pick.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Mineski is still going to prefer to be on the CT side of Mirage because this is still one of their best maps. And as we're saying that, it's quickly down to a 4v4 situation. And pressure is on to Fractals.
Oh my god, Dispenser's positioning from Ninja actually gets someone taken down. The jumping burst shots from Goopy. I mean, he's trying to go for a little bit of the cheeky plays, but in a 2v1 situation, he might not be able to finalize the shots, retract with the backstab as well, and he gets Sigma disgusting shots. Or rather, Sigma actually takes down retract 1v1.
And it's now a 1v1 situation, Sigma and Captain Hannibal. Captain Hannibal has a better advantage point here, and Captain Hannibal takes out Sigma.
Man, that was a dance that Hannibal had the better steps in.
It's all about being the better flamingo dancer. So.
Yeah, but all right. So
it takes two to tango. There you go.
Takes two to tango. But with that round being in the hands of Mineski and Fractals not getting the bomb plant down, it's not gonna matter too much if they either force buy or save. So maybe they should just go for the force buy already, because you know how the meta works right now. It's if you don't win the round, you can actually force buy and save up 2 rounds, and you'll be able to barely get the items you need and have enough utility as well. So Fractals going with the standard and hoping that their 1-digs can actually get those 1-shots. Or 1 kills.
As long as the shots connect, it's not going to be a problem for Fractals. But at this point in game, Mineski, they have the upper hand. They have good positioning. But Fractals, they are trying to find any weak spots in Mineski's defense here.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of utility to work with. So right now, what they're just trying to do is win the aim duels. Hope that, again, they get the 1-digs, and that'll open up a path into any opening to a site.
Ooh,
Sigma gets a body shot on the dispenser, so that may be the entry that they need. But will they be able to? Because there's a lot of defense on the A side.
Against fully automatic weapons.
He dropped down. They know where he is.
Against fully automatic weapons, you really can't go up against. You really can't expect to have a competition while you're using deagles.
Yeah, true enough. True enough. And they did go to. I think they forced themselves on mid the most.
Yeah.
And as Deagle players, I mean, it would make sense on CT because you have the safety of the nest. But if you're gonna be trying to going, to the ramp up to mid, it's not really it's not gonna be a good time for Fractals. But look at this, the position. This could be getting ugly.
And Guy going in for the spray down, taking out Sigma and Snap. Gonna try to see if he gets a triple kill. He gets a triple kill, taking out Goop, and retract takes out Tony. And Guy will be getting the 4K.
4K indeed. That was a great defense. My goodness, Fractals did not know what hit them. They tried to rush in, but they became a bit too defensive. Let's look at that replay.
Let's look at this replay.
The second
Beautiful
headshot.
Spray down. And the
third one is crazy.
That smart call into switching into the USP, that's something that only experience can teach you.
Yeah. Well, pros versus pros. These guys have been playing CSGO since, if I'm not mistaken, 1.6. Retract is what? I don't want to call him the old man. the most veteran player.
He's
in
the
Mineski.
wisest man in Mineski.
He competed in the World Cyber Games in, what was that, year
2004.
2004? Yeah,
oh, wait, 2006, I think, yeah.
Basta the year that's 2000 that isn't 2010 and above. 2009 and below. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Of course, he was part of the mythical Horsemen of the Apocalypse, HOA. Something that a lot of Counter-Strike players up to this day know.
Yeah.
So, with his respect, he is one of the legends in Counter-Strike in the Philippine scene.
Yeah. Now, Fractals, they're still... Actually, it's not going to look too good for them. 4 rounds behind of Mineski. And Mineski haven't really died a lot. So that means that they have so much economy to work with. And they can buy for days against Fractals. Fractals still yet to find an opening. And this is why I don't like Mirage too much, just because it's kind of similar in a way that, again, like I said, it's not as heavy as Dust that you need to get the setup smokes, but you still need it so much. Or at least you need it so that you're able to get control into mid, into A, into any site that you might need to. But Fractals don't have that luxury just yet.
Yeah, just like in any map, if you go ahead and throw your smokes and make sure they count, Sigma. Nice shot onto retrack and dubstep.
They are getting polarized into that zeroing of his crosshair. Gets 2 headshots and only G to remain. Where is the lone member of Mineski? Can he do it? 1v4, the clutch situation. Can he get it? Gets the 1. There's the throw. He gets the second. Can he get a third? Oh, he doesn't get it enough. Tony shuts him down before he can make too much of himself. The clutch was so real, but I mean, he tried to mow down 4, gets 3, but finally, Fractals gets their first round.
Almost had it, but it wasn't enough. Like what we were talking about earlier, Mirage is a map wherein if you have the smokes, you have the flashes, you need to make use of them because you can quickly... Ooh! Dubstep through the smoke, taking out reject.
Smoke step from Dubstep. They spot him out, but he is too good. You don't want to challenge the upper of Mineski. He takes down 3 without even breaking a sweat. Here comes Retrack pushing up onto the top side, and Snap has to back away. He knows that there's some shenanigans happening, and he gets taken out by Captain Hannibal. That flick coming in at 0 to 100 from Mineski. Just too good, and only Tony to remain.
Tony. 1v5.
Man.
And let's take in consideration that Mineski, they barely scratched the skin of Mineski.
That was just good timing for Dubstep. I mean, you gotta remember, once the smokes come in, smokes aren't walls that'll block shots. So there's always that 50-50 chance wherein you're gonna get caught and oh no.
He cleaning up house, taking out Goop.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching right now, this is the second semifinals game of the day for the CSGO LAN final. LAN of ASUS ROG Masters. The match has been paused, and I feel that might be a Fractals trying to get a breather. It's good that you know, there's always the point where an IGL has to know when to go for the match pause or the tactical timeout because you don't get a lot of those.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they will only get 3 to 5 tactical timeouts, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, it's a limited use. They need to make sure that they're using it to their full extent.
Yeah, and of course with that, you don't want to go a bit too deep in the game before you go for the tactical timeout because you know that your team's gonna be pressured right now. It's perfect. This is the perfect time because they need to take a breather. They need to calm themselves down. They need to reset during this tactical timeout and try to figure out what is wrong with what's happening with them in Mineski. I think the biggest thing would be is they don't have any setup smokes because they've been playing with just the 1Ds in what, 3-4 rounds. So Mineski got pretty easy rounds there. Granted, Sigma has gotten a good amount of headshots with the Deagle, but those are just good amount of headshots. It's not able to close out the rounds. So I mean, that's a little bit of the issue here for Fractals, but it could change, but we'll have to see.
Oh, and then Dubstep missing the shot there. And it's a Deagle versus a AWP. Who's going to win here?
Ooh, Man,
Pixel,
dubstep.
Pixels.
Well, he did get an amazing play in that previous round. So maybe this is like him trying to refuel his awesome meter.
Awesome meter. Awesome meter, really.
I don't know. But as it is, this 7th round, it seems that Fractals, I think Mineski already know that Fractals will be playing a little bit on the shorter end of that economy because they don't have the money to buy up. Dubstep gets a headshot alongside with Dispenser, and they got to just brute force themselves in. Tony, though, he's been pretty good with getting these pretty cheeky plays, but Mineski still with the defense.
Now down to a 4v2 situation. Tony and Sigma, the guys left for Fractals to turn things around, but Captain Hannibal makes it a 4v1 situation. It's just Tony on his own, sees one, gets one, taking out Dubstep, but Retrack is going to take him out. Another round goes into the bag of Mineski.
Nice try though for Fractals right there, but again, like I said, they don't have any economy, they don't have any utility work to work with, but maybe this is the time that they can do so. Mineski, they haven't lost too many of their members, and look at how much money they have, that moolah in their pockets. They're starting to brim at the edge. Ooh, Dubstep. He wanted to go for that cheeky jump, but he couldn't.
It's not going to happen. But nonetheless, Fractals, they are looking for a miracle here. They need to find out what's wrong with their playstyle. They need to decide they need to find out how to break Mineski's momentum here. I mean, considering the fact that this is their map, Fractals picked this map, they must have something in their bags to overpower Mineski. But considering the fact that Mineski has a CT side, and everybody knows that Mineski's CT side on Mirage is a dreaded competition.
Yeah, for now, Mineski, it feels like they've been trying to push a bit too over-aggressively. They've been overextending. So I think the way, like you were asking Fractals to be able to, I guess, get a one-up against Mineski is to actually rush bits by bits the not common lines. Like, you go rush on a tunnel, and then you're going to be able to catch off Dubstep, who pushes himself through the nest onto mid, but don't overextend yourself.
Yeah.
Wait for him to make a mistake, and that's going to be what's happened. But before that, Fractal's going to be going in, maybe onto bomb site B.
Now down to a 4v3 situation, 30 seconds left on the clock. Fractals, they need to go ahead and plant the bomb right now.
Top
3v2 situation.
He went out of the scope at the very second that he could have gotten a freebie kill. Dispenser, though, finds Reject, and here we go.
And it's now down to a 2v2 situation, and Tony takes out Dispenser. It's now just Dubstep on his own, but Dubstep taking out Tony. It's just Sigma and Dubstep in a 1v1 situation.
Does he know? Does he know where Tony Sigma is? That's gonna be a no. And Fractals able to win out around.
And there we go. I think they're finally figuring out what Mineski is doing and how they are going to counter it.
I mean, that was just the one round, but every round that you get, like, if you think about it this way, if you're able to at least, well, get some kills off of Mineski, even though they have the round advantage, their economy is not really going to be too good. They can buy up, but they can't buy up continuously. So if Fractals can get another round off, I think they can reset Mineski right here, right now, and get a few rounds off of them continuously.
As we're saying that Reject takes out Retrack.
That's good. That's a good start.
A minute 25 left. 5v4. Mineski a man down. And Dispenser going to go for a frag there, but Reject gets another kill on his name.
Man, that looked a little bit messy for Dispenser there. He couldn't get the headshot. Now Fractals have the upper hand. They have a 5v3 right here. They have the numbers advantage. So they shouldn't squander it just yet. You know, there is an approach that I've seen some pro players do, that they don't actually smoke out CT if they try to go for an A side push, because you're actually letting the CT side get a one-way smoke in a way, because they can just boost themselves up. But we'll have to see, as Captain Hannibal will get shut down and Fractal go for the push, like this one.
It's now a 4v2 situation. Dubstep taking out Goop, and Fractals are able to clean up house. I mean, that smoke, you don't need to smoke the toll booth as often, because, as you mentioned earlier, just boost yourself up. That's a one-way smoke. They're not going to be able to see you. But if you have knowledge of that one-way smoke, you'll be able to pre-fire that.
But sometimes you can't see the person because it is a one-way smoke. You know, even though these are pro players, they have good eyes. if you're hidden really well inside the smoke, you won't think of it always. I mean, that was just the first play, so they weren't gonna mind like, oh, someone's gonna be boosting himself up right here. But yeah, I'm just saying that's one factor. So now it seems that Mineski are gonna be in this
Ooh, dubstep! What a shot!
in this predicament of not having good items. But my goodness, dubstep, he got the deagle. The 1-digs are real.
Oop, oop. Dubstep almost getting gooped there, but it's not enough. Down to a 4v4 situation. Snap taking that retract. The pressure is now on for Mineski to go for the retake as Sigma and Snap continue to dwindle down the numbers of Mineski. It's just Captain Hannibal on his own. The pressure is on. Is he going to defuse or is he going to clutch? Or is he going to save? We don't know.
No, Sigma, no.
That is smart. Not giving anyone a chance to get any weapons.
Yeah, Hannibal, I think, no, he didn't see that there was an AK right there, but still, that was, yeah, like you said, that was a pretty smart play from Sigma. He gave no chance at all, so, you know, Hannibal might not be able to get a pick on. Oh, no, they know that he's there. And plus, he doesn't have the kit, but he will get a bit of shutdown, so Sigma will be taken down. A little bit of a shatter in the economy of Fractals, but still, they're getting the rounds that they need to come back against Mineski.
I mean, if only Hannibal had the smoke or maybe a defuse kit,
yeah.
that would have been a ninja. Nonetheless, 6-4 Fractals is slowly catching up. Kind of like the same story from the first game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that first game between Mineski and Fractals only had 4-11, but before that, there's going to be a push onto the bomb side A. There's going to be Tony to start it off. Gets the kill onto Captain Hannibal, which is a good entry frag, but Dubstep is solid on his defense, takes down Snap. Here comes the Spencer Warrior rotation, and this is just how good the Spencer is, just shutting down Fractals. Only Groupie to remain, 3v1 situation. Can he do it? Can he go for the clutch? He has been able to do so. Gets the one headshot. Can he go for the 180 turnaround? That's going to be a no, and Mineski gets their 7th round.
And this is a pretty comfortable lead for Mineski. They'll be able to secure the first half, but I can't say. Fractals can still turn things around and make it an 8-7 scoreline potentially.
Yeah, for sure.
Mineski is still in the lead, so they're still pretty good. They're still pretty relaxed. But you know, Fractals slowly catching up. It's going to be at the back of their heads. It's gonna bother them for a bit.
Lots of smokes will be committed by both of these teams in the middle area. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, the positioning of Mineski, they always like to go for this type of cheeky play wherein somebody is going to be on that particular area. I may be able to say, yeah, they like to actually go for lower mid and have a smoke so that, you know, the one pushing in lower mid is defended from either tunnel or upper mid itself. But we'll have to see as Fractals might go for the push here, right here and now.
And right now, 1 minute, 8 seconds left on the clock. Still plenty of time for Fractals to go in and do any workarounds, but we'll see what they have in store. And Tony taking out Captain Hannibal onto Shadow. 55 seconds left on the clock. And Mineski, I think they have a good idea as to where Fractals is. The Spencer taking out Goop, but gets taken out by Tony as well. Now down to a 3v2 situation. And
Tony shot his own teammate. Reject gets a great headshot. But now, it's only retract to remain. I really like the usage of that frag for frag type of situation. Retract though, he gets it. This is it, the veteran, but he could not control his spray against Reject. And this is actually a better game for Fractals than the first one. Because again, that first map, the first half score was 4-11, 11 for Mineski. But now, there's a possibility of an 8-7 against them, as Fractals is starting to ramp up.
Fractals just need to keep doing what they're doing. Just keep being Fractals. They're able to secure game. They're able to secure the...
Exactly. Thank you, our
observation guy, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Camera
our very
guy.
good observer. Did spot that out.
Good point. And Goop spraying wildly, but Dubstep is going to take it.
My goodness.
Almost
he lost to the USP. The counter able to actually give him enough defense to get that duel in his hand. Snap gets a good headshot onto G. Hannibal does get the refrag onto Snap, but the site has been taken, and Mineski have still yet to get their hands into any weapons.
And now the time is actually ticking, and
Rat-tat-tat.
Rat-tat-tat indeed. That's technically that is a good eco round for Mineski. They were able to deny Snap and Goop of their weapons going into the next round, but you know, it's still a lost round. Fractals are going to be able to take the sixth round in their game.
Still good, because even though they did lose 2 people, that was a bomb plant already, so means that, again, they're going to be able to start stacking up. AKs are very inexpensive, only 2.7. Yeah, compared to M4s that cost 3.1?
3,200.
3,200, yeah, there you go. So let's check out the positioning, because Fractals, they're starting to get the momentum that they need. I would say their shift up of how they're approaching these maps is going so well. And because Mineski have been put in a situation wherein they haven't gotten the point where they can stack up economy, it feels like they've lost a little bit of their offensive power because Dubstep can't buy himself an AWP.
Yeah, because that's one of the strategies that Mineski has. Make sure we give Dubstep an AWP.
Yeah, but Mineski won't go to the point wherein Dubstep will go glass cannon build, have no armor or utility whatsoever. Mineski value utility more than the possibility of Dubstep going in for these insane AWP plays.
Of course, Dispenser taking out Goop and Tony going in for the refrag, taking out Dispenser himself. Now down to a 4v4 situation, and Snap takes out Retract. Now down to a 4v3. Snap with the grenade out, gets taken out by Dubsteps. Now down to a 3v2 situation. Clock is ticking. It's now down to Tony once again. Will he be able to clutch this?
He's got to go for the one-taps. The AK can do it. He's taking a little bit of damage right there, but he's not going to be able to win. Hannibal gets it. And Mineski, like I said, they would rather go for utility rather than the possibility of the solo player plays, because in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But yeah, true enough, it's not going to matter. But looky here, Fractals, they're actually so on point with Mineski. Dubstep could have actually died as he dropped down, but they got to back off. They know Mineski wants some shenanigans in the mid.
Fractals, they need to get this round. They need to have a comfortable foothold going into the second half. So I think they are going to be out for blood. But with the man down, especially considering the fact that it's reject, it's going to be a tall order for them.
Tall order indeed. Ooh. Dubstep, so sneaky. He actually jumped up on the roof and got back on the sniper nest. And Goop was like, what just happened? Dispenser, though. Yeah, he's going to get caught off right there. Goop, he knows what was up. He heard him, he saw him, and he was able to kill him.
And right now, there's 1 minute, 3 seconds left on the clock. Fractals, time is ticking. They need to decide, and Retract takes down Goop there. 4v3 situation, but it's now a 3v3, and Snap takes out Dubstep.
Man, Snap's name is just so appropriate, but now he's going to be able to see one, gets another headshot. This is still pretty good for both of these teams, 2v2 situation, but the positioning for Mineski is going to be crucial right now as Hannibal spawning out Snap. Laurel Tony, also pretty good, hasn't had any kills yet on this round, but he does have the possibility. He gets it, but yeah, Hannibal knows he was able to get a little bit of damage onto Tony. So this could be a very clutch fight right now. This is the last round of the first half.
This is the last round indeed. And it's now one-on-one Tony and Retract. Tony is able to clutch games, clutch rounds. It's just a matter of who has a better timing.
Oh, he's jumping.
Just a better timing. Retract is missing his shots, and Tony is going to close it out. Look at the happy smiles. They can't believe it.
That was, you know why? It was because he was going jumping spider and he tried to drop spray in front of Tony. Of course, that's not gonna work.
Man, that was.
But props to Carter to Retract though. He's been trying to at least figure out where Tony was positioned. Of course, in a 1v1, you gotta find every single nook and cranny. But that was just too funny to watch. Look at
Look at Tony. That replay.
Yeah, that was good.
That ding from Captain Hannibal.
Oh, that's so trippy.
Flashback.
The flashback. I remember when.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I remember when Tony got that headshot onto Captain Hannibal, and there's like a white fade out. But yeah,
I was born for this.
I think it was just in a way bad luck for Retract because he found Tony in a good spot, but he just jumped he jumped down rather than just dropping straight down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
16
It happens.
HP. 16 HP. Just any body shot, even if you get shot in the
Oh, this
leg,
one's
that's
beautiful
going to
from
be-
G. Ooh. That USP shot, though. I mean, it seemed like it went through the wall. It actually did.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Celebratory fist bumps from both teams.
Yeah. But I like this for Fractals because they know Mineski value the control of mid, and Fractals are trying to at least answer accordingly. Even though they don't get it every time, they still get it sometime, which is better than nothing for me.
I mean, I think for that situation, I think the throwing of the AK actually gave the position away. But it's still not enough for Gee. But nonetheless, we are now in the second half. Sides have been switched. Mineski is on the T side, and Fractals are on the CT side. Now, this is Fractals' pick, so I think they might have something in store. In the CT side, a snap actually takes down Dubstep with that headshot. It gets tagged as well. Down to a 5v4 situation. Mineski, they are playing it cool. They're not allowing to show themselves just yet. They're not giving Fractals a chance to get a read off of them. And Gee takes down Sigma down to a 4v4 situation.
And now they spotted out where Mineski are, so they gotta be fast and furious to go for that rotation. The bomb will be planted down, and this is gonna be a 4v4 retake for Fractals. Will they go aggressive, or will they just try to surgically remove Mineski from this A site and try to sanitize the A site against Mineski? Retract though says otherwise, gets a hit on snap. Oh, Reject goes down, and Hannibal will be spotting two members coming out from the CD side. They know where at least the members of Fractals will be, and only Tony to remain. Where is Tony? He's actually onto the side. They know where he is, and the backstab from G was just too damn good. They're coming in from both angles, and Fractals weren't quick enough or good enough to finish off that second half pistol round.
Once again, this is a close pistol fight from both teams. I think they're all very, very hungry for the victory here. I mean,
sure.
this is do or die for Fractals. It's either they win, force out the game 3, or they lose and get eliminated from the tournament.
That's true. So the thing here that they have to note, again, is Mineski have shown on their CT side that they are a team who likes to have a lot of mid control. So maybe on the T side, they might do the same thing. So Fractals, I feel like Fractals are just trying to fish out, rather to feel out how Mineski will be playing before they try to adjust, because they don't have too much information onto Mineski. Mineski have been, Dubstep with the headshot. But yeah, Mineski have been playing on quite a bit of tournaments already, but I mean, they're not tournaments that you can actually view as a general audience, so maybe they don't have too much information on Mineski, but we'll just have to see. Retract spots out the one man. Oh, he's gonna go to the murder hole, and you know why they call it murder hole, because that can happen too easy. Retract gets a second kill as well, and Dispenser finds the one man. Reject here with the backstab, but he is 1 versus 4. Can he do it? Just the 5-7 against the world, but I guess the world is just too good.
And the world is just too good indeed. And Fractals, they are going up against Mineski, which is, as we are saying multiple times, it is a tall order.
Yeah,
But
it is.
considering the fact that they are almost neck and neck with Mineski, that's something to be proud of. Now, there are not a lot of teams that can say that they went toe-to-toe with Mineski, but hold that thought. Gee taking out Reject. A lot of frags happening here. Quickly down to a 3v2 situation. Starting to look like a good eco round for Fractals, denying Gee and Dispenser of their weapons.
Yeah, definitely. I really like how Fractals just did that. Even they knew, again, they know that Mineski likes to go for that position. They immediately went for it and hoped to go for the best. And now I think they're going to be rewarded with a little bit of itemizations here against Mineski. Dubstep, though, just denies them. He just wanted to go for the AK, but then Dubstep, you know what? I'm just going to get double headshot on a CZ75. And, well, Fractals not able to get any spoils of war from that previous round.
Yeah, and that is going to be detrimental to Fractals. If they were able to run away with the AK-47s, they'd be able to at least, perform better. Like, they should be able to get, I can't say it right now, but nonetheless, an AK-47 is still better than an M4 nonetheless. It's a one-hit headshot compared to a two-hit headshot. What's there to ask for, you know?
Man, Mineski, what they're doing right now is just denying so much information for Fractals. Like, Fractals are, I feel like they're playing blind right now. Do they even know where Mineski is going to be pushing through? I don't think they will. Spencer finds Snap. I think, yeah, he was able to shut him down through Sniper Nest. And Mineski could go for the push. But Sigma, he stops G.
It's now a 4v4 situation. 56 seconds left on the clock. Mineski, they have all the time in the world here. It's just on to Fractals to decide if they are going to retake or if they are going to...
Oh no, Goop, he was blinded out and he had to go for the blind op shot. Now, they have given their position and Mineski know where to direct their aggression. So Fractals, I mean, they haven't won any rounds yet, so they got no economy at all. And they're on the CT side, they have to at least try to go for the saves. And they got spotted out. Dubstep is just too good with the AWP, but at least Goopy able to shut down Dispenser as well. Good flick shot for him. Sigma finds Retrack as well, but Retrack's not going to have a good time, or rather Sigma's not going to have a good time as Mineski were trying to zone it, or rather to home in onto the last target. So Fractals, they don't get any saves at all.
And the tactical pause has been called by Fractals here. And I think this is the moment in time wherein they need to regain their composure. They need to talk things out, try to find out how they can stop the aggression that's coming in from Mineski, because Mineski has been playing passive-aggressive. They're just waiting for the picks to happen before they go ahead and start going in for the take to any side.
Yeah, the best thing that I've seen happen right there is how many smokes Mineski put down on any site just to deny, again, that information for Fractals. And Fractals, they are playing through the flow that Mineski have started. They don't try to counteract it and try to get counter information. And this is just letting Mineski try to get that, I would say, free reign in the area. So there's not really much Fractals can do other than being reactive rather than initiating the control of the map. It's all been Mineski on the T side. So we'll just have to see if Fractals would try to deny that. They tried to on their pistol rounds or on their save rounds, but once they're on the buy rounds, they actually don't do it, and I think that's the reason why they've been losing when they actually go for these buys.
Yeah, and Fractals, they have not enough room here to work with, considering the fact that it's 12-7 in favor of Mineski. And while that's happening, Captain Hannibal actually takes down Snap down to a 5v4 situation. You know, as I was saying earlier, they don't have enough room here. Fractals, they need to make a miracle play or at least change up their pacing so that they can counter Mineski completely, because Mineski is getting used to Fractals. We are seeing Fractals playing a bit passive. As soon as they try to go for the retakes, some of their movements are actually pretty predictable.
Yeah, it's easy to read right now, and Mineski is getting so much control. Hannibal baiting out the C4 plant. He knew that someone was there. He heard a footstep, and his instinct was right. Tony goes for the backstab, but dubstep was just a bit too good. And now Mineski, ever so slowly, they're getting closer and closer to match point and the possible 2-0. 13-7.
Just 3 more rounds, and Mineski are going to the grand finals of the ASUS Republic of Gamers.
Not so fun fact, Nomad. Fractals have yet to win a second half round.
Yes. And the pressure is on the Fractals. They need a miracle. I've been saying that, but, you know, that's something that they need here, especially considering the fact that they are going up against Mineski, the top team in the country.
But they're doing it very well. I feel like if Fractals were actually playing on the other bracket for the semifinals, they might be the ones to actually go up against Mineski in the finals. But of course, I could be wrong, but it feels just that way for me. But now, they've already lost Retrack, so Mineski are a man down. So this could be the opening finally for Fractals to make something happen. G gets caught up, actually gets spotted out, but he's going to be fearless and push through.
And now down to a 5v4 situation, pretty favorable for Fractals, but Captain Hannibal actually takes down Reject, so it evens out the playing field, but there's only 48 seconds left on the clock. And Fractals is another man down for V3. 42 seconds left on the clock. Time is ticking, and Fractals, the pressure is on.
Man, they just can't get a break at all. Dubstep, he's been pretty good with zoning in on his shots. It's been, I think, 8 out of 10 is his accuracy for me, and Fractals cannot just win the duel against him. Now, Mineski have control of the A site, and this is the tricky part. Fractals, they have to go for the clutch, or are they going to go for the save? I feel like if they go for the save, they're going to give a round for Mineski, which is all right since they're going to be able to get their items, but the problem is that's a round closer to Mineski winning the game. But I think that's going to be the safer thing for them. They're just going to be happy with that one. 2 versus 2. Make that a 2 for 1 as G gets the better of Tony. Goop,
Yeah,
though.
this is not looking good for Fractals at all. Just 2 more rounds, and Mineski is going to the grand finals, and Gee taking out Goop in just as the last second tick.
That wasn't what they wanted. They gave the round already just so that they can actually save those 2 weapons. And it gets taken at the very last second before the round actually goes into the next. That is horrible for Fractals.
But Sigma actually takes out the Spencer there. Going for the man down, almost taking out another round. And Tony actually takes down Gee. Down to a 5v3 situation. Fractals are hungry to catch up.
Well, that was horrible for Fractals, but you know, sometimes you make the best situation out of a bad one. It seems like Fractals did go for they actually are able to buy up, and they got the offensive push. Mineski weren't ready for it, and they got caught out. Now they're trying to. What the heck was that?
What a beautiful
with
spray
the
control.
headshot. He realigned his spray and still won the duel and has HP to spare. Wow.
And it's just. That was just good spray control. That's what you get with years of experience.
Unbelievable. But still, Fractals have that man advantage. Although Mineski, they're going to be trying to go for the tricky maneuvers here. Look at Hannibal just ordering retrap for that play. This could be a good start off for Mineski. But again, like I said, Fractals, they are a 3-man. But this is the point where if you don't have any information, you're actually split up. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, and 31 seconds left on the clock. Not a lot of time for Mineski to start acting. And those shots are going to give away the position to Fractals. And we are going to see a bit of rotation coming in from them. And that is their first round in the second half, 14-8. But Mineski is still in the lead.
Yeah, that is... How many rounds? 6?
Yes.
Yes. 6 rounds behind. So Fractals, they gotta bite tooth and nail to be able to actually get back in terms of the rounds, because Mineski, they still have so many to work with. Even if they lose a couple, they still have that upper hand. I mean, we can't sugarcoat it just yet because Retrap just taking down Snap. Again, you gotta know that Mineski really likes to go for these offensive pushes. It's the standard plays that you can do in Mirage, and Fractals aren't able to read it.
And now it's a 5v4 situation in favor of Mineski. It's still pretty much anybody's game. Fractals is still in this. And Tony actually takes down Captain Hannibal, so it evens out the playing field. 1 minute, 11 seconds left on the clock. They still have enough time to work around here, Mineski. Sigma taking down Gee and a bunch of fires going in there. And Fractals actually has the upper hand here. It's just Dubstep on his own with 1 minute left on the clock.
Goop can hear the footsteps right here and right now, so there might be a little bit of a tussle. He knows where Dubstep is. Hold ahead is going it in. He's trying to go for that Cold Zero M4 version, but it's not going to happen. Dubstep's still able to win it. He's going to be able to go for the bomb plant, but he could go down immediately as Reject holds it in, and Fractals get their second round.
14-9, Fractals is still in the game. This is a repeat of what happened in their first game where they caught up on the second half. I think this is...
That's possible though, but you gotta take note. Mineski were 14 rounds in when Fractals were trying to come back. If I'm not mistaken, they were only 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So, again, there's more pressure for Fractals to try and perform better. And sometimes you can crack under that, but sometimes you can perform just as good. We'll see. Mineski goes in for an offensive push.
I mean, just as long as Fractals don't crack under pressure, as you said, they are going to be performing good. And a bunch of exchanges there, down to a 4v4 situation. Ooh.
Sigma.
Sigma spots out the bomb. That's going to give away the information. It's now down to a 2v2 situation. And it's just tension here coming in from Fractals. Doesn't know where the shots are coming from, and it's now down to Reject to see if he can prevent the match point. A minute, 13 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for Mineski to work around here and try to force out any misplays here from Reject.
Bomb has yet to be planted, so Reject has an opening here to actually go for the clutch situation. Captain Hannibal is going to be close. No! He spots the barrel, and he gets Reject match point ready. Fractals, they still have ways to go, but Mineski, one more, and they're going to be going to the finals.
Just one more round. They will be facing Rect eSports in the finals tomorrow. And Fractals, they have 6 more.
Put that to your cons list of why you shouldn't play sometimes with the AWP. It's too long of a weapon.
And they are hungry here.
Hungrier as it can be. Reject, though, spots out the Spencer, gets the punish. He's got to be careful, though, because Hannibal is able to spot out his foot and shoot it off.
And it's a 4v2 situation.
Oh, no.
A tall order for Fractals to go ahead and turn this thing around. And Dubsec taking out Sigma. It's all down to Goop. 1v4.
Goop and the Dream. Can he do it? Can he go for the clutch? This is where heroes are born. He gets the one shot onto G. They know where he is. He's got to go for the clutch. 1v3, but Retrack gets it. And ladies and gentlemen, your winners for the semifinals match, best of 3 between Mineski and Fractals is Mineski. And so I'll give it off to you, panelists. Vill, Nomad, and Shane, take it away.
Alright, and we're back again mga kaibigan. Tapos na yung Game 2 ng Mineski versus Fractals. And of course, joining me, of course, yung panelist natin which is Nomad and of course, Shane from Wolves. So, ano naman yung masasabi mo dun, Shane, dito sa game na yun? Kasi napansin natin na yung first half, parang sobrang stable ng T-side ng Fractals eh. Pero pagdating ng second half, medyo nagkaroon na ata sila ng problema. And knowing na laging pumapasok yung Mineski sa mid. And yun ang hindi mapigilan ng Fractals.
Well, yun nga. Tapos, pagdating ng, pag kunwari, nagpitasan sila sa mid, di ba? Usually, lamang ang Mineski sa pitasan. Pag hindi naman lamang yung Mineski sa pitasan sa mid, dun sa mga clash situation, yung mga 3vx situation, sa T-side, laging lamang yung Mineski. Laging, parang nababasa ni Dom yung bantay. Parang dito tayo, isa lang. Nagkakataon, isa lang talaga yung bantay. Tapos, mahuhuli. Tapos, magaling mag-check ng corners Mineski. Kumbaga, yung fundamental sila, pinong-pino. Kaya hindi malason-lason. Wala tayong nakitang gano'n, di ba? Nalason yung Mineski, 3 napatay. Talagang pinong-pino yung mga check nila ng angles. Kaya, mahirap din talagang kalaban Mineski.
Yung basic and fundamentals talaga eh. Isang game dapat andyan. Yung itipong kahit nasa yung level mo, pro na, hindi pa rin talaga mawawala
Hindi
yung
mo pwedeng
pagka-basic.
nalimutan ng basic.
Yes, exactly. How about you? Ano masasabi mo sa game na yun?
Yung game na yun, may, nandun na yung win condition ng Fractals eh. Kaya nila makipagsabayan sa Mineski. Nakita naman natin. First game from
11-4.
From 4 to 11 to 10-6